Sergeant? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. All right. Sergeant Tinker. What I'm hearing is a lot of stuff. What I need to know right now is why you ran into the cubby when the sheriff of the department you work for told you not to do it.
I never heard that on radio.
Why didn't you hear it?
Yeah, you want me to tell you from my POV what happened?
Please.
I was driving nowhere near where the sheriff and whoever else was over there said they spotted the vehicle involved. The guy with the puffy jacket on Chain Gang's territory outside the cubby. They said, we have to detain. The sheriff said, he's there. We have to detain him. I go to detain him. He goes running in the cubby. There's no one else to be around. Fleeing felon. I pursue. The guy in front of me is yelling on top of his lungs. I did not hear anything of pull off. Do not go inside. I never heard any of that, like whatsoever. If I would have heard that, I would have listened to a direct order. I did not hear that at all. I let him know that I was in there. It was just him and I in there, no one else. The shots started coming out from outside the street where the other vehicles were. And then a car pulled in and they started shooting at us. I'll be honest with you. The moment that we went to detain that individual out front of the cubby, that's when the shots were going to start ringing. Not when I entered the cubby. But again, I never heard the sheriff say, don't go inside. Not once did I hear that.
Tell me this, Sergeant. When has it ever been a good idea to walk headfirst into the cubby with no plan, no units except one other, I think 3? When has that ever been a good idea?
What do you mean? Are we talking about the fleeing felon of one individual
exactly
going
what
in?
I mean
Anybody
is walking
should
into the cubby. Excuse me. When walking into the cubby, is it a good idea at all in any capacity?
So one person runs inside. We have multiple units on foot. We're not going to pursue the one suspect? Like,
that is a barricaded and easily held location. You could have pulled out, got an idea. And as a sergeant, you should have at least a brain cell to rub together.
well, okay.
To understand that.
We're not going to use the brain cell thing. Anybody would have done the same
No.
exact
You got
thing.
3 of my deputies hurt today.
I did not get 3 of the
including the
deputies
sheriff.
hurt. What did was the people who wanted to detain the CG member on their block. Like what idea and what world is it that not detaining somebody on someone's territory out front? That's like going to ESB, going outside the front door and detaining one of them. The moment that they were outside that cubby and they're on the sidewalk, the decision was made. That was before I even went in the cubby. So I'm taking blame for me following a direct order to detain somebody. And then now we're trying to push because I went into the cubby is what caused mass panic and chaos. But it's more or less the fact that I disobeyed a direct order in which I never heard. If the sheriff would have said, hey, do not go in, I wouldn't have went in. I wouldn't have pursued. But any officer doing their job in the line of duty, a fleeing felon going inside the doors there, when I looked around, there was nobody around. I was followed by another unit to pursue the individual, and when we did go inside, nobody was even there. I get what you're saying, but
It just doesn't make sense to me. It just
okay.
doesn't.
Then I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to tell you of my actions.
I want to hear. I'm trying to understand.
No, I told you my actions. I was following a direct order.
As the training sergeant, as the person who does our tactical trainings,
Yeah.
do you really think running in alone with Rocky, who you guys already got into it on the radio?
I see where you're getting at. I'll be honest. I stand by my decision. And now if the order was made not to go in, I would absolutely listen to you. I wouldn't just neglect your order and just do what I want. I didn't hear the sheriff say anything. I really didn't. I had Zakid or whoever the masked person was yelling at the top of their lungs, and I was pursuing the suspect. I would have made that decision 10 times over. And I think, and I've saw it many times before by other units do it. I've seen it happen many different times in other scenarios. Many different people I'm not here to point blame and say, oh, because they did it, I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I feel like I made the right choice. With a fleeing felon, one individual, one suspect. Yes, it's in chain gang territory, but we are already there. We already broke that threshold. We're literally on their property detaining one of their gang members. The decision was already made when we detained him there on the property.
What's going on, bud?
So, I mean,
The
again...
part that I'm lacking is that you have to think tactically here, and you failed to do so. They walked directly into a heavily defendable position where they could have peeks. You said you saw nobody.
I get what you're saying, but I get what you're saying.
Anywhere, right?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're trying to justify. I get it, but we have many different scenarios where some people have made very similar decisions that I have. And we can talk about trainings in, like, we can talk about tactical decisions all day long. Like, I have many different situations that took place with dates, names of people who've made untactical decisions many different times. But we all know why I'm here. This isn't because I went into the cubby. This is because you think that I disregarded an order, in which case I didn't. And I truly, firmly believe, whether that was me or Croc, that decision to pursue that suspect would have been the exact same. I get what narrative or what decision you're saying about fortified peaks. You could say the same thing about being on the main street. They're on top of the rooftops. We're literally there on their property to begin with. Like, I just... The decision for them to shoot happened immediately when we were there to detain Zakid, or whoever that masked guy was. And I'm going to be honest. I didn't hear you on the radio. I would have listened to you.
Yeah, I said we don't have the units to follow him in.
I didn't hear that. I truly didn't. Otherwise, I would have backed off, so...
I do own the fact that I made the call for the sidewalk. I will own that 100%. However, what I always fail to hear from you, Tinker, is yes, ma'am, or yes, sir. Every single time we try to talk to you, it's some other excuse. You get defensive. Every single time. Without fail, I'm willing to hear a side. You know I am. But there's a certain point where you have to fall in line. This is your undersheriff talking to you, and you will speak to him with respect. Just how I commanded Rocky to speak to you with respect.
I'm sorry that, ma'am, that you think that I don't say yes, sir, or no, ma'am, but I stand on the toes of yes, sir, no, ma'am. No, I'm not. I'm not defending my... Okay, so my question is here. When I'm sitting here being told that I'm doing something, I'm not allowed to say my point of view. I'm not allowed to show, like, what's going on, because, quite frankly, I've been in this office many different times over different people telling you guys things. And then just for it to get shut down and be like, oh, yeah, all right, my bad. And then we go back out. Like, I fully get it. Listen, like, I'm very respectful. I think I'm beyond respectful, and I try to listen to you guys and do as you're telling me. I don't not respect you. I don't understand. I'm just so confused right now, because now we're going on to this thing of the disrespect and falling in line. I've been beyond... I mean, I don't know what to say. I really don't. I apologize, but again, I didn't hear what was on the radio.
And I can respect that. I can understand that, because Rocky didn't hear it either. So whoever must have been yelling pretty damn loud to not be heard.
I was right behind him. So he's yelling pretty loud. My radio's on 30-40%.
And I can understand that, but I mean, even you know the consequences of running inside. And we only had 3 units.
The consequences were already made when we detained him with 3 units on their property. We can. I'll just get thrown under the bus for that one, though, and that's facts. It is what it is, quite frankly. And I feel like every situation that we get in, it's somehow my decision that backfires it. There's no victim blaming. These are facts of situations that take place, and they're all leading back to my decision that I made. That situation would not have happened if we detained that individual out on their property. I'm just getting the crossfire on it because I ran inside. Any other logical cop, There's no issue. Any logical cop would have done the same thing. I've seen
disagree
you do it
fully.
many
You're keeping it
times. What do you
black
mean?
and white, Tinker. You're keeping it so black and white.
I'm not doing it black and white. Okay, the recovery for me when I was inside CG court, Croc went in there solo. Are you kidding me?
He had
Chief of
backup,
police.
Okay.
and he went
And we had
He had
undercover.
the chief of
units.
police. Okay.
He
well,
had people on standby. That's the difference.
That's the
right?
thing. We
If
had
we
units.
had people. We had 3 units. It was you, me, and Rocky. Nobody else was around. The
Well,
second he
shit. We
ran in,
probably
we should
shouldn't
have
have been.
stopped.
We probably shouldn't have detained the
Followed
guy
him.
then. I'll be honest. We shouldn't even been there to begin with 3
Talk over
units.
me one more time, Tinker. I beg you, because right now I'm trying to find a reason not to do what I want to do, out of respect.
I hate conflict, RP.
What should have happened is the second he ran inside, we held back and called for units. Like I said, I can own the decision to try and detain him on the sidewalk. That's on me.
No, I don't, Decent. I really don't.
But everybody in this department, even the new people, know not to go inside immediately. Especially you. And you can't say that you don't.
No.
So you can make it as black and white as you want to be on paper. Yeah, sure, it sounds nice.
I would have done the
but
same
You're
thing.
not factoring in CG.
I would have done the same thing.
You're not factoring in the fact that you know CG. Self-proclaimed, by the way. You say that all the time.
No, I think you know that by them doing what they're doing and keep blaming everything on me. I'm pretty sure you know that without me
And I
self-proclaiming.
have held back.
Well,
I
that's
have
not true.
held back.
This
Anybody
what?
else would have fired you from their department for what you did.
For what? Running in there? You're going to fire me for doing
No.
my job.
I'm talking about the hellfire that you rained on this department for teabagging. Anybody else would have fired you for that, but I didn't. I opted
you-
for something different to try and teach you a lesson.
They would have fired me
Because
for
I
what I
had-
did.
Yes, they would have. In fact, they should have.
People have done worse things to me and they're not fired. Why would I get fired for that? I'm confused. They would have fired me for teabagging K.
Yes. Croc would.
He literally banned you from LSPD.
Yeah, it was a bit. It wasn't that serious.
I'd have fired him for it.
That's Elaine.
You know, we
Thank
can
you.
only take so many bits, Tanker. Like, we get it. Like, trust me, we fucking get it. Sometimes it just ain't a bit, and you call it one.
That's not true. And don't push
I'm
false
out of-
narratives. Yeah,
It's not a false
respectfully,
narrative.
respectfully, sir, with the brain cell comment you made towards me and the comments that you're saying, I highly disagree with you. Not everything is a bit. And I lock in. I've done a lot for this department.
You have
A lot
and
more
that is
than the
only
teabagging.
reason that I did not fire you for the teabagging.
Yeah, I know,
because
but-
I still saw some potential within you.
Okay, just to be fair, like I've done so much, made everybody go up north. There's so much shit happening when I transferred up here and made things happen here. I worked my ass off.
No one's saying that you didn't, Tinker. I literally just told you the reason you weren't fired was because of what you did for this department. Or did that not fall on your ears because you're so defensive right now?
No,
Just
I heard
deflecting
it,
right
and I'm
off.
not being defensive. I'm
You are.
standing for myself. I'm standing for myself against whatever this is. And if you guys don't want me in your department, like, why am I even here? Like, if you guys can do everything without me being here, respectfully, then I don't want to be here. I'm always in this office. I'm always dealing with things. You always...
Why are you in
This is
this office
third.
every other day, Tanker?
What are you talking about, sir?
I feel like I have to have a conversation with you every day. Talk you down. Talk you off a mountain.
Talk me down and off a mountain.
I mean,
You don't
damn,
gotta do that.
A couple days ago, you told me you wanted to get the fuck out of here.
And I meant it. And I still do. Congratulations. Yeah, you talked to me like you should with every one of your employees. How many people have you had to talk to? It's not just me.
Everyone.
I have the right to speak my mind and speak to my superiors about what I'm going through or what I'm feeling or how I'm feeling about this and that. That doesn't mean I'm
So you
being
don't wanna be here.
disrespectful.
Are we just wasting our time? Tommy Tinker, you're fucking fired. Get a tribunal.
Hey, thanks, Forte.
Thank God. Do people a favor.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Cal. That's why you got kicked out of Chain Gang. God, Forte, man. They let Forte fire me? Jesus.
Tanker, I need your things.
Yeah, I'm getting it. I don't want a fucking tribunal.
Tanker, I need your items.
Yeah, I'm over here in the changing room. Come get it.